Nigeria and Ghana underscore their key role in sub-regional body.
United we stand and divided we fall.
The celebration continues on the first day after Eid al-Fitr. Plus, reprieve for some inmates of Kano prison in the spirit of the season. A very good evening, compliments of the season, Barka da Salah to our Muslim brothers and sisters, and it's nice to have you join us on the NTA Network News for tonight. I am Fumi Wakama. Joining me from Lagos is Ademola Adeoye.
Good evening and Barka da Salah.
From our Maiduguri Network Center, we have Naomi Abako.
Evening.
Great. We set the ball rolling now. Acting President Yemi Osinbajo and President Nana Akufo-Addo of Ghana have highlighted the critical role that Nigeria and Ghana play as the centerpiece of ECOWAS in the West African sub-region. This was during a meeting by the two leaders at the official residence of the acting president here in Abuja. State House correspondent Jide Onifade brings us details.
Acting President Yemi Osinbajo thanked President Nana Akufo-Addo for visiting Nigeria, expressing the nation's excitement about the ECOWAS sub-region and hope that Nigeria and other African countries in the sub-region would be able to do a lot more together. President Nana Akufo-Addo said that his visit was part of an ongoing tour of the sub-region to take stock of what's going on and to renew relations. Discussions between the two leaders also touched on the forthcoming African Union Summit in Addis Ababa, the ongoing negotiations on the Continental Free Trade Agreement, and the revitalization of the Ghana-Nigeria Permanent Joint Commission for Cooperation. Both leaders pledged to intensify bilateral cooperation for the benefit and development of the sub-region. The Ghanaian president also extended his good wishes to President Muhammadu Buhari. From the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
And Nigerians are taking advantage of the two-day public holiday to catch some fun. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday, who went around the Federal Capital Territory, followed up as hordes of fun seekers trooped to one of the parks and gardens in the city centre.
Most of the roads in the metropolis were empty as against what it used to be, only for us to see people heading towards the same direction. But where is this destination they are heading to? Their destination is the largest park in the city, the Millennium Park. And turning our camera lens to the Millennium Park, thousands of Nigerians were seen finding their way into the park. Security officers were on top of their game, screening every phone seeker for the security of lives and property. Phone seekers with their loved ones formed clusters to celebrate.
We celebrate with each other. We are one Nigerian and we are all people, so we need to rejoice with each other. It doesn't matter who is celebrating.
Abdul Mumuni Umar Kalangu Band performed to the admiration of the phone seekers.
Everybody and greet you for Happy Salah. Congratulations. We are all Muslim of Dunya.
Children were not left out as they engaged themselves in different activities.
We have all come here to celebrate and maybe to have fun with each other.
The strict watch of the security operatives led to the arrest of these three suspects, a development Ajeni Fuja Moruf says will help secure the people.
So whenever there is Salah in future, we recommend more security men should be deployed to organize people to be on the queue. If you have like 10 queues and we have 10 security men doing the checking, it will moderate this rowdiness.
The federal government has declared Monday 26th and Tuesday 27th as public holiday to celebrate this year's Eid al-Fitr. Adebola, Brooklyn Sunday, NTA News.
And as the Salah celebrations continue, Nigeria's rich cultural heritage was displayed in some communities in Abuja. Oyinaya Kalu Oka reports that the celebrations attracted Nigerians from different ethnic backgrounds and religion who were unanimous about the indivisibility of the country.
In the spirit of love and togetherness, during festive period like this, about 65 district and village heads and other community leaders from other tribes usually come to pay homage to the Sapeyi of Garki. For decades, this has been the usual practice at the palace of Sapeyi Garki, irrespective of tribe, religion and age. Calling on the people to be peaceful and law-abiding, the Sapeyi Garki Husman Ngakupi says the country will remain as one for the betterment of future generations.
We are urging all Nigerians, the Nigeria cannot be divided. It's an indivisible country.
Messages of love, forgiveness and tolerance echo as the people celebrate.
United we stand and divided we fall.
No division. It can never happen, and it will never happen. Yeah, we are looking for peace. We are praying for peace.
We are one nation, one country.
In Gwagwalada Area Council, it was same message from the Aguma of Gwagwalada, Magaji Mohammed.
Pray to our country for peace to reign, because without peace there's no any development.
It was a colorful celebration laced with rich cultural display. Oyinaya Kalu Oka, NTA News.
And the question of peaceful coexistence came under focus on NTA's flagship program, Good Morning Nigeria, where the nation's indivisibility was again emphasized. Lydia Sampson has that report.
Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Cardinal Onaika, and the Chief Imam of the Legislative Jumat Mosque, Abuja, Imam Nuru Muhammad Khalid, were of the view that Nigerians can turn around the misfortunes of the nation by recognizing diversity, religious tolerance, the pursuit of justice, equity, fair play, and the rule of law. The panelists decried the propagation of hate speeches.
Everybody must start with himself. Like, if I'm a Yoruba man, what is my immediate reaction when I meet an Igbo man? Can I, at least at that level, open up and realize that we're all brothers and understand that we belong to the same country? When we are abroad, it happens often, you know. You meet an Igbo man if you are in Sweden. Oh, my brother.
We have to believe in that destiny, which both the religions teach, that it is designed by God to be in this area or that area. Therefore, if we accept that and agree that our development is not moving because we are fighting one another.
On his part, a member of the Nigerian Youth Parliament, Comrade Oke Ezela, said the youths have been following the footsteps of elders and sometimes in the wrong direction, a situation that must change.
The government should also stand up and speak out. You see, it is a crime for right-thinking people to keep quiet in the face of injustice.
While calling for the review of the Constitution to address agitations, the guest said such solutions must be done under a peaceful atmosphere. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News, reaching you from Abuja, the nation's capital. Naomi is standing by with more reports from our Maiduguri Network Center. It's over to you now, Naomi.
Hello and welcome to Maiduguri. In the spirit of Eid al-Fitr celebration, Chairman Borno State Councils of Chief, the Shehu of Borno, Abubakar Ibn Umar Garbe Al-Amin El-Kanemi, has led other emirs in the state to the Government House Maiduguri for the traditional Salah homage. Abubakar Muhammad Musa reports that issues bordering on state's affairs took center stage in discussion during the visit.
Governor Kashim Shatima said youth unemployment will soon be a thing of the past as the state government procured 50 billion naira of agricultural machineries, including 50 combined harvesters and over 1,000 tractors, among others. The governor equally stressed commitment to road construction to link up areas and communities that are cut off due to bad road, pointing out that as soon as Dambua Chibok Road is completed, work will commence on Gamborunga-Kalabalge Road. Governor Kashim Shettima said 20 mega schools are at different stages of completion across the state to educate the over 50,000 orphans, and further intimated the royal father that the state government is strengthening the relationship with military and other security operatives as well as civilian JTF to contain the spate of terror attacks. Show of Borno Alhaji Abubakar Ibn Umar Garba El-Kanemi appreciated Governor Kashim Shettima for the developmental activities, reconstruction of destroyed communities, and support for the IDPs, and urged him to maintain the tempo. The show appealed to the governor to take up with the federal government the reconstruction of dilapidated roads across the state, resumption of oil exploration in the Lake Chad, youth unemployment, as well as connection of 10 local government areas to the national grid. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Muhammad Musa, NTA News.
The Nigerian Air Force says it will continue to support officers and men of the force in its quest to clear remnants of Boko Haram insurgents as well as other criminal elements. Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar made the assertion when he hosted troops of 105 Composite Group of the Nigerian Air Force in Maiduguri in the spirit of Eid al-Fitr celebration. Again, Abubakar Muhammad Musa reports.
Congratulating men and officers of 105 Composite Group of the Nigerian Air Force Maiduguri for the successful completion of Ramadan fast, Chief of Air Staff Air Marshal Sadiq Baba Abubakar saluted them for their gallantry, especially in counter-insurgency operations. While calling on men and officers to manage the resources at their disposal, the Chief of Air Staff, however, assured that priority will be accorded to their welfare, especially the provision of decent accommodation and expansion of medical facilities for effective service delivery.
You can be rest assured that we continue to work around the clock 24/7 to ensure that every challenge we are facing here is addressed.
Air Officer Commanding Tactical Air Command, Air Vice Marshal Nuruddin Abiodun Balogun says the visit of Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar has given the soldiers reinvigorated zeal and charged the officers to live up to expectation. Commander 105 Composite Group Maiduguri Air Commodore Tajuddin Yusuf commended the Chief of Air Staff for identifying with the troops and reiterated determination towards adopting methodologies in fighting crime and criminality. In Maiduguri, Abubakar Muhammad Musa, NTA News.
In the meantime, in an unfortunate incident Sunday night that marred the mood of a day filled with celebration, 16 persons, including 7 suicide bombers, died in a multiple suicide bomb attacks on University of Maiduguri and Zanari community. Maimuna Garba has the details.
Confirming the suicide attacks, Commissioner of Police Borno State Damian Chukwu said a male suicide bomber detonated his IED near the Rapid Response Service Office building of University of Maiduguri and killed himself and a female security personnel of the institution, while another 2 female suicide bombers Monday early morning detonated their IEDs at 2 different locations within the university premises, killing themselves with no other casualty. Similarly, he said 4 female suicide bombers infiltrated the Nari community in Gwange general area of Jere local government and detonated their IEDs at 2 different locations, killing themselves and 8 other persons, injuring 11 people. Damian Chukwu also disclosed that the 3rd suicide bomber detonated himself alone, while the 4th was arrested and later died as a result of injuries she sustained.
You cannot finish them overnight. The military is dealing serious blows on them at their strongholds in the bushes. And the only way, as I keep saying, the only way they can continue to establish their relevance is through what they are doing now. So we hope that what the state government has put in place with passion, and then the collaboration of all security agencies, very soon incidents of bomb explosion will be a thing of history.
Despite the attacks, Eid al-Fitr is being celebrated peacefully in Maiduguri and in some liberated communities as Eid prayers were held in both Dikwa town and troops camp. Today is traditionally for visitation and the celebrants are busy. In Maiduguri, Maimuna Garba, NTA News.
And that does it from here. It's back to Abuja with Shem for the continuation of Network News.
Thanks, Naomi. Fumi is here in Abuja. Moving on, Abuja residents have commended the police for the security arrangements during this year's Eid al-Fitr celebration, but want firmer action against suspected cultists causing sleepless nights at Apo Mechanic Village. Edino Justice has more.
Day 2 of Salah celebration in Abuja and first day of the declared public holiday. A drive around some places shows no sign of trouble as commuters were seen going about their normal activities without apprehension. The only observable thing was low traffic and near empty streets, which are said to be normal during major festivals as Abuja residents tend to travel for holidays. Some of the residents commended the security arrangement this time around.
Because their security men, policemen, they used to come around and see how everything is moving.
It thanks to Baba Buhari.
Work is fine. Good security, they were tight everywhere.
Though residents of Apo Mechanic Village, a major business hub in Abuja, are commending the police for maintenance of security in the area. They want them to do more in protecting residents from the activities of cultists.
In the area that maybe some of them will arrest them, bring them to the police, the next thing you will find out they will release them. But we that are doing the fight will be target to those cop boys.
But the Apo Divisional Police Officer who spoke off camera denied the allegation, saying within the past 3 days they had bust 3 armed robbery gangs, recovered cars and motorcycles. He urged the residents to supply the police with information about criminals that none will be spared. Aiding Justice, NTA News.
You can watch this news live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. Still to come, Eid al-Fitr, the Southwest. Stay with us.
From what we have seen, we have the capacity which we can rapidly develop or feed in ourselves. If we don't import rice, we stop importing corn and other grains, Nigeria will have plenty of money to invest into developing industries, especially manufacturing, textiles and so on, and develop iron and steel, and complement the infrastructure development. So really, the opportunities are virtually limitless, and we are very, very aware of this, and we are prepared to exploit it to the fullest.
Let's pepper them. So tell somebody to tell everybody to come join Maya, baby. And they bring too much sauce. No mega music talk. It's gonna be a mad over your 10. Yo, where you know we are showstoppers.
I'm your host for the biggest show ever.
If you miss the stuff, you're gonna miss everything. So join me, guys. Let's turn up.
We'll be storming across Nigeria. I won't be anywhere else.
Everyone who is anyone is going to be there.
All Nigeria's A-list musicians.
One big stage.
Live and direct.
No mega music tour. All over Nigeria.
So watch out because we dey come. Let's go!
It's the Glow Mega Music Tour with your favorite anchors and special guest stars. It's gonna be untamed. Text music and your preferred location to 207. Use 2,000 Naira Glow airtime in 1 month to stand in line for your free ticket. So what are you waiting for? The Glow Mega Music Tour. Glow Unlimited.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights. How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gioni A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
Great leaders come in the same mold. Determined, focused, and with a clear vision. For them, making life better for the people is a task that must be accomplished. In most cases, that means building from the scratch. They construct, empower, and secure, working on every sector. Precisely what Ibrahim Gaidam is doing in Yobe State. His strategy? Prudence. A commitment to make the biggest impact using lean resources.
A firm resolve to develop Yobe no matter the challenges. Ibrahim Gaidam, governance redefined. Yobe, the pride of the Sahel.
Hey, now who they here? My name now Mr. Shortcut. I dey mind my money. Now cheap one I dey buy. Standard, we say. Now to buy cheap one. Hey, now one kind cable for my yard. A cheap building material where we take build my office. I think say I dey save money. Office building collapse and fire burn my house.
You don't see what happened to Mr. Shortcut? Well, Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, don't ready for action and say enough of pain, loss and wastage. And if you see product where no dey correct, call the SON office way near you or SON help desk. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
The Future Assured project of the wife of the president, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, is carrying out free medical screening and distribution of food items at various IDP camps while ensuring the economic empowerment of women through training and skill acquisition. In recognition of her efforts, wives of governors have lent their voices and support.
In Kogi State, we feel the impact of Future Assured, especially in women and children.
The Future Assured program of Mrs. Aisha Muhammad Buhari, the wife of the president, has been very assuring and still reassuring in Sokoto State. It has impacted positively in the areas of humanity, especially women and children.
Supports the Future Assured initiative. Email programs@futureassured.org.ng. Future Assured, promoting and protecting the lives of Nigerian women and children.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
You're still watching NTA Network News. Messages of unity, peaceful coexistence and sustenance of lessons of Ramadan were the central theme of sermons at Eid al-Fitr prayers across the southwest. Femi Afolabi completes the report.
Across cities and towns in the southwest, the 2 Rakat Eid al-Fitr prayers were led by their various chief imams, and messages of unity, peace and sustenance of the lessons of Ramadan fast dominated the sermons from Islamic leaders. In their goodwill messages, eminent Muslims and leaders, including traditional rulers, urged adherents of the Islamic faith and other Nigerians to guard jealously the unity of the country.
Beseeching Almighty God to stabilize our country, to imbue our leaders with right attitude that will guarantee the unification and the peace as well as security of our nation.
Not doing something that is haram, openly or privately. People should transfer this to their personal lives.
We should not break up this country. The country should not break. We should remain one indivisible corporate entity.
Every one of us must live in harmony. Wherever we stay in this country, we must actually realize that we're all Nigerians.
Larry Belei from Oyo, Dayo Gushola of Ogbomoso, Adejoke Eluyemi in Ife, Adebola Ogulano at Ibadan, and Adini Taiwo in Osogbo reports that worshippers at the various praying grounds prayed for good health of President Muhammadu Buhari and development of the nation. In Ibadan, Femi Afolabi, NTA News.
And more messages of peaceful coexistence, tolerance and peace were the thrust of prayers at various Eid Fitri grounds. Isaac Nkuma compiled reports sent from Mina, Bida and Kefi.
Thronged the Eid prayer ground in Bida to observe the 2 Rakat prayers led by the Chief Imam, Sheikh Adamu Yakatu. Mohammed Doma reports that the Chief Imam urged the faithful to have the fear of Allah in their dealings and promote peaceful coexistence through love for one another in their various environment. Addressing the congregation, the Tunupe Alhaji Yahya Abubakar advocated patience and sacrifice by Nigerians while urging governments at all levels to provide an enabling environment for the youths and charged parents to ensure a proper upbringing of their children for them to contribute meaningfully to the society. In Mina, Dauda Mohammed says the clement weather informed the early arrival of Muslim faithful to the Eid prayer ground with security operatives on ground to ensure a hitch-free prayer session. After the 2-unit prayer, the Chief Imam of Mina, Malam Ibrahim Isaferi, enjoined Muslims not to forget the lessons of Ramadan, urging them to imbibe the spirit of forgiveness to achieve peace, as it is only in an atmosphere of peace that development can be achieved.
I pray for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide and protect this country. I plead with citizens to be law-abiding.
From Lafia, the Nasarawa state capital, Mohammed Sani Awalu reports that Governor Tanko Al-Makura, who was represented by the Secretary to the Nasarawa state government, charged the people to make love, tolerance, peace and productivity their watchword.
The essence is to enjoin people to be peaceful, to be of good behavior, to ensure that we love one another. The message is about peace generally.
The Eid al-Fitr prayers was also conducted peacefully in Kefi.
They should abide by the rule of law, and 2, they should reaffirm themselves with famine.
God loves us all. If he had wanted us to be Muslim, we could have all been Muslim. If he had wanted us to be Christian, we could all have been Christian. But he said, I have made you creek to creek, tribe to tribe, religion to religion. And the best of you is he who fears me.
It is God Almighty that brought all the various tribes to form what is called Nigeria today. And God does not make mistake.
It was later followed with festivities by the faithful. Isaac Nkuma, NTA News.
Similarly, messages that will promote peace, love and avoid actions that might cause disintegration in the country dominated sermons in Dusse, Zarya and Jalingo during the annual Eid al-Fitr prayers. Emmanuel Ayimiro compiled stories from those areas.
From Dutse, Habib Hussein reports that the chief imam of Dutse, Abubakar Sani, who led the Muslim congregation shortly after observing the 2 Rakat prayers, enjoined the faithful to be steadfast in Allah's worship. He cautioned youth against unguarded statements that might cause disaffection among the people. State Acting Governor Ibrahim Hassan Hadija appealed to Nigerians to pray for peace and unity in the country.
Them to continue to pray even beyond this month, pray for our country, pray for our president to come back in good health and continue the good work that he's doing, and also to appeal for calm, and people should watch their utterances. We are living in times where there's a lot of sensationalism, especially by newsmen.
In Zarya, Mudashil Aliu reports that Eid prayer was performed peacefully with a call on Muslim faithful to extend lessons of Ramadan to daily dealings for peace and unity of the country. The Imam of Zazao, Alhaji Dalhatu Kashim, urged Muslims to always promote peace and unity, while the Emir of Zazao, in his message, enjoined Muslims to build on their season peace in Zarya and always be their brother's keepers.
We have to work together and live together, love each other, so that our nation will grow better with peaceful coexistence.
To thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sparing our lives to see this day. And I urge all the Muslims to be peaceful and law-abiding in line with the Islamic injunction.
Meanwhile, due to the early morning shower experienced in most parts of Taraba State, Muslim Ummah prayed in Friday mosque instead of the Eid Grand. Murtala Aminu Mutumbiu reports that thousands of Muslims gathered at the Jalingo Central Mosque, where Chief Imam Ustaz Nuruddin Muhammad Dinga led the prayer. He emphasized on the need for households to give Zakatul Fitri, which is a charity given to the poor when completing the month of Ramadan. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
Elsewhere, Muslims and Christians walked the streets of Jos to church and Eid prayer ground, following the one-day ban on the operation of commercial tricycles for the purpose of Eid al-Fitr celebration. Red Lot reports that security agencies in Plateau State had earlier announced the ban, and this was to ensure that on Salah Day there will be hitch-free celebration.
It was a remarkable day in Jos, Plateau State capital, seeing Muslims and Christian worshippers working together along the streets of Jos to their different places of worship, as this year's Eid al-Fitr coincided with the Christian day of worship. Lessons of the day. The Catholic Archbishop of Jos, Most Reverend Ignatius Kaigama, says Nigeria can do well as a country if Nigerians shun all form of negative tendencies capable of disrupting the unity of the country.
When I was coming to the church, I passed a group of Muslims going to the praying ground, and we gave them chance. We stopped, allowed them to pass so that they could go to pray. Then when I arrived at the church here, I also saw a group of Muslims heading the other direction, and there were many Catholics who had come to receive me. These Muslims also gave them chance so that we could do our thing and process into the church. That for me is called reciprocal religious respect.
Worshippers expressed appreciation to Allah for observing the Eid prayer and Sunday service on the same day.
It's a very beautiful moment, and we are happy and we are praying that it should continue. This must go beyond this festive season.
The cleric encouraged all Nigerians, especially the youths, to be law-abiding for a peaceful Eid celebration.
And in the spirit of Eid al-Fitr, Governor Abdullahi Umar Ganduje has officially pardoned 500 inmates of prisons in the state. This was during the governor's visit to the Kano prison. Abdullahi Mustafa brings us that report.
Eid celebrations in Kano are a period government officials visit prisons to give a sense of belonging to those behind the walls and grant pardon to those with improved character. Such visits are also an opportunity for prison officials to speak on the plight of inmates and the state of the facility. Against this background, the governor announced the setting up of a committee involving state government and prison officials to produce names of 500 deserving inmates who will be pardoned within 2 weeks. Of this number, he disclosed 200 will be from the central prison, while 300 will be from Goranduse and other satellite prisons across the state. Also, Dr. Ganduje said another committee will soon be constituted for the review of cases and making recommendations regarding condemned prisoners and those on life imprisonment. Minister of Interior Abdurrahman Bello Dambazo commended Kano State Government for allocating a land to the Nigerian Prison Service for the construction of a 300 inmate capacity prison in the state.
The major part of our problem in prisons involves those awaiting trial. They constitute over 70% of the prison population.
He also recommended a closer working relation with the government towards easing the problem of conveying of prisoners to and from the courts. In Kano, Abdullahi Mustafa, NTA News.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan says the unity of Nigeria should be paramount in the minds of citizens. He stated this when members of the People's Democratic Party visited him in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf reports.
PDP members led by Kabiru Turaki, a former minister in the Jonathan administration, explains that the visit on the former president being the party leader cuts across religious and ethnic divide.
We also want to appreciate you as the leader of our party in this country today,
And we'll never get tired of saying we're very, very proud of you. We're proud of your kind and brand of leadership.
Former President Goodluck Jonathan expresses delight for the visit by party members cutting across various sections of the country, which he says signifies the spirit of one Nigeria and emphasizes the need for a conducive atmosphere for the growth and development of the nation.
What improves the economy is confidence. And what makes investors have that confidence is peace.
In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
And Lagos is our next port of call as we join Demola in that zone for more reports on Network News. Over to you, Demola.
Thank you, Fumi. Good evening and warm welcome to Lagos. The federal government, through the Presidential Enabling Environment Council, is coming up with software applications that will give Nigerians the power to monitor service delivery processes of public agencies. Amici Powers reports that this is in line with government's resolve to improve on the ease of doing business in Nigeria.
These are the successful young men and women divided into 15 teams, saddled with the responsibility of creating applications to enhance processes of ministries, departments, and agencies of government. The software, when endorsed by government, will reduce, if not eliminate, the bureaucratic constraints to doing business in Nigeria.
The whole idea is how can we have startups actually work for government? How can we have startups drive innovation to government?
These men and women were chosen after a two-step application and screening process. They were engaged for 2 days in what can be described as a rigorous challenge and came up with applications for the various sectors of the Nigerian economy.
While we are measuring the effect of the reforms internally through Surveycom and other processes, we want the Nigerian public to be able to tell us empirically now where we're working and where things are not working.
At the end of the exercise, Team Rhapsody emerged winner of the competition and went home with a star prize of 1 million naira.
And we believe that over time we would put in more efforts, of course together with PEPEC and other government agencies, to see that we really have a working solution that Nigerians will be very proud of.
This is going to accelerate the delivery of the reforms of our business climate.
The Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council was established in 2016 to assist MDAs to implement the reform agenda of the present administration. In Lagos, Amici Powers, NTA News.
Nigerians today join the rest of the world to mark the 2017 International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Here in Lagos, some non-governmental organizations marked the day with a sensitization rally around some major streets in the metropolis. Tunde Saike, who joined the rally, reports that several persons agree that more enlightenment is needed to curb drug abuse in Nigeria.
June 26th every year has been set aside by the United Nations to mark the Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. The theme for the 2017 day is Listening First. Listening to children and youths is the first step to help them grow healthy and safe. It is aimed at increasing support for prevention of drug use among this group of persons. At a rally organized in Lagos by Christ Against Drug Abuse Ministry, took off from the Alausa Ikeja area through some major streets and terminated at Acme Road in Lagos, where several leaflets were distributed to residents and motorists. Organizers of the rally against drug abuse and trafficking say it is high time more Nigerians are sensitized to avoid discrimination against affected persons, but rather educating them on the dangers of drug abuse.
But our youth are in danger, and parents must be very observant to watch out and look at their children. When they begin to see aberrant behavior, then they do something about it.
It kills, and we don't want that. We don't want to continue to lose our youth to drug abuse.
Body should be their own, should take personal responsibility. And when I mean everybody, so take parents for example. Parents should understand what their children are doing, because a lot of these things that we've seen affect homes where parents don't typically understand what is going on with their children.
Some students say they are better informed now on the dangers of drug abuse.
You should not even think about it at all,
because it will cause your death. It can cause illnesses, and it can make you do things you did not plan to do.
Destroy someone's future. Like when you're supposed to get to, it won't allow you to get there.
To not follow bad gangs, and they should stop the drug abuse.
As the day is marked worldwide today, it is estimated that over 21 million victims around the world abuse drugs, and the need for all hands to be on deck to assist these persons to have a new lease of life by helping them turn away from drugs. In Lagos, Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
You're still watching NTA Network News. We now take a break for some messages. The news returns shortly with Fumi in Abuja. Stay with us.
The federal government of Nigeria, through the Debt Management Office, is offering the general public a special FGN instrument which does not bear interest. Rather, it pays rental income. The FGN Sukuk is a special instrument that will be dedicated to the funding of infrastructure and will offer ethical investors the opportunity to earn rental income from the use of the projects funded. Returns will be paid to investors every 6 months directly to their bank account. The sovereign Sukuk is risk-free because it is backed by the full faith and credit of the federal government of Nigeria. The Sukuk will be listed and traded on the Nigeria Stock Exchange and FMDQ Securities Exchange. With as little as 10,000 naira, you can invest in Sukuk and be part of the development of the nation's infrastructure. Investors may contact any branch of First Bank of Nigeria Limited and Lotus Capital Financial Services nationwide, or visit www.dmo.gov.ng. The Sukuk. Offer dates to be announced soon. DMO, designing bonds to suit all Nigerians.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts and lasts and lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness.
I can't believe she just rejected me and my camera.
She rejected my lights. How can she not want makeup?
Maybe when the battery dies, she'll come back to us.
Nah, not with a 4,000 milliampere battery.
Experience the best selfies of your life. Gioni A1 Super Selfie Super Battery.
The Debt Management Office, DMO, on behalf of the Federal Government of Nigeria, is offering the general public an opportunity to invest and contribute to national development through the Federal Government of Nigeria's Savings Bond. Investment in the FGN Savings Bond will lead to poverty reduction and create employment opportunities. FGN Savings Bond have attractive features: guaranteed fixed income, quarterly interest payment, use of investment as collateral for loans, can be sold at the secondary market, good for savings towards school fees, marriage and house projects. Please visit www.dmo.gov.ng, your stockbroker or financial advisor. FGN Savings Bond for national development. This message is from the Debt Management Office.
In Ramadan, every one of us starts our day with an idea in mind. An idea to share our food with the less fortunate. Some people try to hold on to it, but the day has no mercy. This time, don't just think of being a better person. Do it. Make your thoughts happen this Ramadan with Lipton. Ramadan Karim from Lipton.
Many thanks for being there. We begin this segment with business news. Financial institutions on holiday in Nigeria, plus federal government meets with global agencies on improving financial commitment for vaccines and immunizations, as coverage stands at 50%. Let's now join Leah Katung-Batunde for details.
Hello and welcome to Business News at 9. Financial markets in the country were shut down today and will still remain shut Tuesday, as the federal government declared both days as public holidays to celebrate the Islamic holiday Eid al-Fitr. at the close of the week. The National Bureau of Statistics is expected to release the Q4 2016 and the first quarter 2017 tourism satellite accounts, the first quarter 2017 producer price index, and the first quarter labor productivity report, and of course the 2016 fourth quarter online recruitment service report that is on Friday the 30th of June. The interbank rate eased to around 8% at the weekend from 15% after the central bank CBN repaid 152.6 billion naira in matured debt and paid refunds to banks for their forex cash provision. The CBN issued 20 billion naira of 356-day treasury bills at 18.6% and 385 million naira of 167-day treasury bills at 18% on Friday to reduce liquidity and curb speculations on the local currency. Nigeria will need more investment in vaccines and immunization to boost the Human Development Index of the country. Minister of Budget and National Planning Udoma Odoma, during a meeting in Abuja with the Chief Executive Officer of the Global Alliance for Vaccines and Immunizations, Gavi, Dr. Seth Berkley, said government will leverage on every available support to protect the future generation. Minister of Health, Professor Isaac Adewale, and Permanent Secretary to the Ministry of Finance, Mahmoud Issa Dutse, were also in attendance.
Health of our people, the health of our population, the health of our children is very important to this government.
We want to thank you publicly for ensuring that the amount we propose has been retained. Our National Assembly also retained the same. And as soon as disbursement starts, we will approach Minister of Finance to allow us to pay this back up front.
Dr. Berkley, in his presentation, said it became necessary for more investment in the country as Nigeria now has the highest number of under-immunized children in the world, displacing India.
Vaccines are a critical priority for the health sector. For every dollar that is spent on vaccines, we get benefits of $44 in return. This compares to infrastructure projects where we see maybe a 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 return.
The meeting centered around ways to improve immunization access to Nigerian children. In another development, the federal government has warned chief executive officers of ministries, departments, and agencies against inflating their personal budgets for the 2018 fiscal period. The warning is contained in the 2018 personal budget call circular issued and personally signed by the Minister of Budget and National Planning, Udoma Odoma. The circular was sent to the Chief of Staff to the President, the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Vice President, all ministers, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, all service chiefs, and the Inspector General of Police. Others are the head of the Civil Service of the Federation, all chairmen of commissions, all permanent secretaries and heads of extra-ministerial departments, and the Auditor General for the Federation. The move is part of the measures aimed at checking cases of ghost workers as well as reducing the rising wage bill, which accounted for about 1.88 trillion naira or 63% of the recurrent non-debt expenditure of the 2.99 trillion naira in the 2017 budget. That is business news for this hour. The bulletin will continue shortly. Thank you for watching.
And the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyama, has expressed Nigeria's desire to further strengthen and expand cooperation with Tunisia in economic fields, develop trade, and benefit from investment opportunities available to both countries.
The minister was speaking while exchanging views with Tunisian President Mr. Beji Caid Essebsi at the Carthage Palace. He conveyed the best wishes of President Buhari and acting President Yemi Osinbajo for the successful democratic transition in Tunisia and efforts made by the president to achieve greater stability in the country despite the challenges posed nationally and regionally. He stressed the need to raise cooperation between all African countries, considering that trade exchange among African countries is still weak.
We face similar economic challenges, and therefore we have identified areas where we feel that the two countries can really achieve real concrete deliverables. Education, health, in the area of infrastructure development, ICT, information and communications technologies, renewable energies. We even talked about the mutual assistance and training of our diplomats.
Tunisian president stressed the need for enhanced cooperation and exchange of experiences between Nigeria and Tunisia, as well as the importance of intensifying the exchange of visits between senior officials of the two countries. He further appealed to Nigeria to continue to play the pivotal role in the development of the African continent to achieve a better future for its people.
You're still watching NTA Network News. We've got sports ahead after the break. Do stay tuned.
Reorganized, trained, and fully equipped, we are the new improved Nigeria Police Force. We fight crime. We bust syndicates. Whatever the crime, wherever the hideout, the Nigeria Police Force will get you busted. Stop kidnapping, armed robbery, murder, pipeline vandalism, and other criminal activities. Be productive. Be security conscious. Join the police force to secure your life and property. This message is from the Nigeria Police Force Public Relations Department.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is working to ensure access to safe, good quality essential medicines with the World Health Organization pre-qualification of made in Nigeria pharmaceutical products, stiffer penalties for fake drug offenders with a review of NAFDAC laws, national, regional, and international collaborations, cutting-edge technologies, including the mobile authentication service.
NAFDAC as an agency is indeed doing so much to protect the health of our nation. I urge everyone to support NAFDAC in ridding the country of fake drugs and unwholesome products.
Let us support NAFDAC to win the war against fake drugs and other unwholesome regulated products. NAFDAC, safeguarding the health of the nation.
You're still watching NTA Network News. We begin with global tidbits as we join Obiageli Ugoke.
Hello and welcome to the Foreign News segment. I am Obiageli Ugoke. Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, Theresa May, has reached an agreement with the Northern Irish Democratic Unionist Party, DUP, allowing her to officially form a minority government. The Prime Minister said the Democratic Unionist Party and her party share many values, and agreements will strengthen ties between the two parties. Meanwhile, Democratic Unionist Party leader Ellen Foster says she is delighted with the result of the negotiation. The Conservatives reduced their share in the House of Commons to 317, falling short of 326 needed for a majority. The search for survivors of the China landslides continued. Thousands of rescuers are searching through rubble to find 93 people declared missing after the landslide which devastated their village in Sichuan province, southwest China. Government media office reports that 10 bodies have so far been recovered since the beginning of the rescue operation. And from Africa is a report that the bridge in Kenya that is still under construction has collapsed less than 1 month after the president inspected the site. It is unclear why the bridge collapsed, but no casualty was recorded. In South Africa, trial of 2 white farmers accused of forcing a black South African into a coffin has been moved to a high court. The trial is now due to take place at the end of July. That's it from this end. The news continues.
And we turn our attention to sports. Zenith Basketball Women League ends another phase in Delta State as winners emerge in maiden give-and-take lottery game show. Amanzi Marcus reports.
The third phase of the Zenith Bank Women Premier Basketball League ended in Asaba, Delta State on Monday, where IGP Queens defeated Plateau Rocks 50 to 48 points, and First Deepwater lost 63 to 100 to First Bank of Lagos. The fourth phase of the Women Premier Basketball League moved to Ibadan in the second week of July. Meanwhile, Nigeria's contingent to this year's International Gymnastics Junior Level System Championship in South Africa conducted trials weekend in Abuja. The trial was laced with fun packages designed to attract more athletes to the sport ahead of the competition in Pretoria in August.
You know, tactically the children are doing very well. They know the technique and then they know everything and then the moves.
In lottery, the maiden official game draw show held on Sunday in Abuja and produced winning numbers 14, 16, 32, 9 and 11, with FCT drawn as the corresponding winning state.
Nigeria will have the privilege of playing a game that is not foreign but as our own.
The second edition of the game show, which is a collaboration between NTA Star Times and Give and Take Company, holds next Sunday in Abuja, with organizers promising to take the show to all parts of the country. The sports update, Amanzi Marcus, NTA News.
And we have enough time for a quick check on the weather forecast for tomorrow.
Hello and thank you for joining us on the Salah holiday weather forecast. I am Paul Ogba. Showing on the screen is a satellite imagery of a rainstorm which affected most parts of the country as it moved from the eastern parts of the country towards the west, where it made its exit during the early hours of Monday. Do we expect to see a repeat of such on Tuesday? Let's now quickly find out. In the morning on Tuesday, we expect to see cloudy to partly cloudy conditions over the northern parts of the country, with chances of localized thunderstorms over the hilly areas of Jalingo down to Mambila Plateau, as well as Abuja and Nasarawa State. The coastal areas of Lagos also look good for some light rains in the morning. And in the afternoon, we expect to see isolated cases of thunderstorms over the extreme northern parts of the country, the middle belt areas, and the inland cities of the south down to the southeast coast, while Lagos areas are still likely to see more rains. And for our maximum temperature forecast, please stand by.
And before we go, a quick reminder that you can watch all our stories and much more when you log on to our website, www.nta.ng. That's the NTA Network news for tonight. Enjoy the rest of your holiday. I am Fumi Wakama. Good night.
Nigerian Television Authority. For more information and news updates, visit our website at www.nta.ng, or you can follow us on Twitter at NTA News Now, or you can like us on Facebook at NTA Network News. Stay connected on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/NTA News Online. Watch our live stream at www.nta.ng.